Welcome to the Lenormand Lovers STL, where you can learn how to read Lenormand cards for yourself. They are my favorite oracle card. They're very, very intuitive and incredibly accurate. So this series of videos is going to help you learn how to combine two cards together. And that is the beginning of learning how to read them, read the story that's in them. So you should have originally watched the first video, which is Spirit Vocabulary, where we go through each card and assign a one-word descriptor to the card that resonates for you. I have my own list. You're going to want yours. This series of videos, there should be 36 here, is where we're going to go through the cards and combine them together. We'll start with the Rider card and combine Rider with each of the other 35 cards, coming up with a two-word combination for that match. We'll do that for each of the 36 cards. So if you've already watched this video for another one of the cards, you can just skip in 6 minutes or so and start right in the middle, and it'll address the card that was written on the very front of the video. So all right, we're going to get started with our two card combinations. I'm going to share my screen with you. All righty. What are Lenormand cards? Lenormand cards are named after Mademoiselle Lenormand, a French professional fortune teller of considerable fame who lived during Napoleon's time. Mademoiselle Lenormand is considered to be the greatest cartomancer of all time, highly influential during the wave of French cartomancy that began during the 18th century. She didn't create the cards, but became famous for using them to read for her clients, as will you become famous when you learn how to read the cards. The 36 card deck is simple. It's illustrated with fairly concrete literal meanings and is known as Petit Lenormand. As with all fortune-telling vehicles, these are to be used for fun and as a form of entertainment and are not to rule our lives. We are all born with free will that we need to exercise when making daily decisions. So why Lenormand cards? They're very straightforward. Each symbol represents an object, a person, an idea, and it speaks directly to each one of us. We use our own personal symbol vocabulary or spirit vocabulary to tell the story that shows up in the cards. There are only 36 cards that are anchored in simplicity, making the foundation work to prepare to read the Lenormand cards very easy to grasp. And the deck size is usually small, like a deck of playing cards, and easy to handle. So the benefits of reading Lenormand. Working with the Lenormand cards will strengthen your connection to your intuition. Being so easy to read, Lenormand cards will strengthen your confidence in your reading skills very quickly. They can show you the direction you're heading in any situation, and it's up to you to stay this course or to make changes. The cards serve as a messenger from your higher consciousness. And these cards are eerily accurate and can give you a glimpse of your future, helping you to prepare and manage your life. So here are some resources. There are many different books out there in the marketplace that can help you on your journey to master reading Lenormand cards. And I have chosen to use the following. The book I use is The Essential Lenormand by Rana George. The tools don't get any better than what Rana has listed here in the book. Each card gets 2 to 3 pages of very specific information. There's lots of different card spreads, and it's a wealth of information. So this is the book that I recommend for you. Now the card decks that I use 2. In the videos, I'm going to be using the Dreaming Way Lenormand. I just love these cards. The artwork is amazing, very easy to grasp, very, very pretty. The other deck, well, actually the deck that I learned on is the Blue Owl deck. Very specific back. These are pretty straightforward as well. Like that's a bouquet. Here's an anchor, very, very straightforward. But you can use whatever deck speaks to you. These are always available on Amazon, but you can also check with a local bookstore if you want to support business in your neighborhood. So I studied under a very talented teacher for several years, building my reading skills, and this led to my reading for the public in 2017. Choose what speaks to you from these videos and from the books, and leave the rest. There are no real hard and fast rules. Some decks come with extra cards that reflect a different view of the card. For example, I have a deck where there's 2 men and 2 women. One's a young man, an older man, a young woman, an older woman. One of the decks I have has multiple birds in it. Might be owls versus crows. So pick the card that speaks to you and then leave the other one out. You don't need to have 2 men and 2 women. It'll start getting really, really confusing. Oh, the other resource I'm going to tell you about, so when we did the spirit vocabulary, you came up with your 1-word combinations for letters. Not combination, spirit vocabulary. I have put together a whole spirit vocabulary PDF that I am happy to let you download. But I'm telling you, these are my 2-word combinations. So they may not speak to you. You have to have your own. But if your words happen to line up with mine, then you can use it. So anyway, that's down below. You can download that. Alrighty. So there are some previous videos on here, moving through each of the 36 cards. Building your spirit vocabulary is the foundation for reading these cards. There are no set rules, and practice, practice, practice is the key to your experience. So the 2-card combinations, they're read in pairs, coming together to create a prediction that tells the story or answers the question that was asked. Now, learning these 2 cards is just the foundation. From there, we'll add a 3rd card. From there, we'll spring to 5 cards, then to 7 cards, then a 9-card block, then many, many other different layouts, and finally the grand tableau. So there's all kinds of ways to read these cards, but it all hinges on you being able to read, when this card comes up next to this card, this is what it means for me. So the symbols will flow together to give clarity about the past and give a glimpse of the future. Combining cards helps us blend the story of the cards, stringing the cards together to make a coherent statement. So we're going to start by looking at the first card as the subject of the 2-card reading, and the second card as a description that modifies it, or a noun as the first card and the adjective as the second card. So just as a refresher, noun identifies a class of people, places, or things, and the adjective is a word or phrase that describes the noun to modify it. Alrighty, so we're getting ready to start. Alrighty. Don't forget to download your handouts and print out the handout for this exercise. Check your settings before you print, because this is a large 36-page document and you might want to print it double-sided. You can pause the recording and do that now. And then there are links below the video for the Lenormand card combination blank PDF. You'll only need to print this once and you'll use it for each of the 36 videos. So how to use this handout. We're going to take 1 word that symbolizes the meaning of each card in the Lenormand deck that you came up with in the exercise of spirit vocabulary. You're going to put that into the printout next to the card it represents in the column marked 1. For example, if we start with writer, you'll list for writer what your word was. For me, it was messenger. So messenger goes in the column 1 all the way down. Then what we're going to do is marry up each of the other 35 cards. So we're going to take writer plus clover. We'll put in what clover means, so lucky, and then we combine them together. We have messenger and lucky. We have a lucky message coming our way. So this will give you your 2-word combinations for each of your cards. I'm going to stop sharing at this time and move on to a different handout. So we've done quite a few of these videos now on spirit vocabulary and two card combinations. So I just want to let you know we're going to start moving quicker through this. So in the previous videos, I've been typing in the two words as we go and then getting the blended meaning. Now I'm just going to insert the completed worksheet that has the two card meanings in it already. So we can go quicker because you know what? We want to move on so that you can learn how to do 3-card readings, 5-card readings, 7-card readings, portrait spreads, and finally the grand tableau. So I'm really excited that you're on this journey with me. So let's get started on the next one. Hi, so now we're going to work on number 27, written communication, the letter. So this can be just about anything. It depends on, what it's tied with. So just looking at the screen here, the letter with a woman would be communication about the woman. The letter with the tower could be written communication about any kind of job or work or the government. With the coffin, it could be written communication about someone passing. So we're going to take the card, the letter, and marry it up with the other cards. So written communication can be letters, text messages, any kind of documents, diagnosis, a will, could be just about anything. So starting off with the writer is news or a messenger. So I have it blended together to be messages or information. So written information. With luck and written, I have lotto ticket. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd love to win the lottery. With the ship, I have travel or information from abroad. With the home, it could be the deed to the home. It could be an offer on your home if it's for sale. It could be you writing an offer on another home. It could be any kind of notice that you get in the mail about your home. With health, a written health communication could be a prescription, could also be a diagnosis. With clouds, it could be confusion, or uncertainty, so miscommunication. With the snake is danger and betrayal. So this could be blackmail, or it could be any kind of dangerous message that you would receive. With the coffin, we have ending. So here it's shredding documents, but again, it could be a will. It could be, a death notice or obituary in the paper. Number 9 is a gift. So I have an invitation or good news. The scythe is sudden or sharp. So I have a medical diagnosis. It could be fast communication, unexpected communication. The whip is about arguments. So I have a written rebuttal. The birds is talking or gossip. But since it's two birds together, I have a group of writers. But this could also be a book club, or it could be someone gossiping about you via text message. The child is new or small. So I have birth announcement or a birth certificate. With the fox, I have that's sneaky or possibly a job. So I have a secret letter, or it could be job documents. Maybe it's a job offer. The bear, number 15, is about diet, finance, or business. So I wrote a check, or I wrote out a diet plan, or it could be your business plan. Stars is about wishes and dreams. So I have a diary entry or possibly an email. The stork is about transition or change. So transition with the message is the message brings change. Written communication with the dog, which is your loyal friend, I have down pen pal. Written communication related to the tower, which is a corporation or a multi-level business, legal. So I have legal documents or contracts. Now the next card is the garden. So that's a social gathering. So with written communication, I have an invitation. The mountain is about delays. So delays and obstacles, so delayed information. Crossroads is about choices. So I have multiple messages. The mice is about loss or stress or diminishing. So I have a lost message, a lost letter. The heart is about love. So I have a love letter. The ring and written communication. So that's a commitment. So I have a contract or a written agreement. This could also be a prenup. The book is secret knowledge. And so with a written secret knowledge, I have an encrypted document. The man with written communication, I have a writer or communicative man. Written communication with the woman could also be a writer. And I wrote down a message about a woman. This could be a blog. The lily is maturity and tranquility. And so I wrote old message. The sun is about happiness and success. So that with communication is great news. The moon is about emotion or psychic things. So I have creative writing. The key is solutions. So that married up with written communication is the answer key to a test. Or it could just be your answer comes, via the written form. The fish is about abundance. So I have shipping documents. The anchor is about security. So I have written documents related to the home, because that would be something that would be very secure. And the cross is a burden. So I have fated message. So like destiny. So we're not going to go through any other cards on this particular video. I'd like you to continue. We're almost done. We only have up to card 36. So what is that? 8 more cards. So, or you can go on and complete this on your own. It's super important that you go through each of the cards on your own and create your spirit vocabulary, what the card says to you. Just pick one word, even though they can have 10 different meanings. Just pick one word that speaks to you to get started. Down below, though, in the links, there is a link to my 2-word completed spirit vocabulary for each card. So we're going to have more videos on how to read 3-card spreads, 5-card, 7-card, the portrait spread, which is 9 cards, and eventually the grand tableau. And I hope that you'll join me. In the meantime, if you've had any questions, drop me an email at sue@pied-piper-of-purpose. In the meantime, I'm so proud of you that you're strengthening your intuition. This is really a fun way to be able to get the answers that you seek that lie within, because it's actually your higher power and spirit that's talking to you as you're reading the cards. All right, I will see you on the next video.